Royal penis is clean, Your Highness.
The beat plug. The beat plug.
And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name, to take away our reproach. In that day shall the branch of the Lord be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Israel. And it shall come to pass, that he that is left in Zion, and he that remaineth in Jerusalem, shall be called holy, even every one that is written among the living in Jerusalem. When the Lord shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof by the spirit of judgment and by the spirit of burning. And the Lord will create upon every dwelling place of Mount Zion, and upon her assemblies, a cloud and smoke by day, and the shining of a flaming fire by night, for upon all the glory shall be a defense. And there shall be a tabernacle for a shadow in the daytime from the heat, and for a place of refuge, and for a covert from storm and from rain.
Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rachakodash.
Double honors to the apostles, the elders at Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the elect. All right, and I'm here with the priest Bon Sapad and the priest Sha'ar, and we were breaking bread, and it was something that was on my spirit. How everybody's talking about heaven and the kingdom of heaven. All of these Bible believers are talking about heaven and God's kingdom, but you know, they're never talking about that from the standpoint of the throne of David, which is the only way a kingdom is coming to the Israelites in the latter days. The kingdom of heaven that everybody is talking about, first off, is the elect men, all right, the house of David. Right. Okay, and we understand that to be the 144,000 top priests through that order, all right, under the Messiah, all right, sitting on the throne of David. The Israelites will have the kingdom of heaven. That's the authority that's coming to the earth. All right, and that's what the Bible is talking about. Nothing more, nothing less. The Bible is not talking about a kingdom that is coming for all nations. Okay, the Bible isn't talking about a kingdom floating in the sky. Okay, the Bible isn't talking about a kingdom, all right, where you got Moabites ruling, Edomites ruling, and all of that. No, right. The throne of David is what will be established, all right, as the authority that will take over the planet Earth, man. And we're going to start off in 2 Samuel, the 7th chapter, and I'll start at the 10th verse. It says, Moreover, I will appoint a place for my people Israel. Now this is Nathan speaking to King David. Okay, you know that guy, that very important man that is in the Old Testament.
Right. All
right. Who the best and the second and most pleasant king that Israel has ever saw. Okay, the King David. That established the throne, and then Solomon sat on. Y'all don't remember him? Right. Well, there was a promise made to him. Okay? That they may dwell in a place of their own. Because wasn't it always promised? Wasn't it promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, I'm going to give you the land? All right, well, under what order will that land be gotten under? Right. The throne of David, man. And we're going to read it. That they may dwell in a place of their own and have and move no more. Neither shall the children of wickedness afflict them anymore, as before time. Man. And since that time I commanded judges to be over my people Israel, and have caused thee to rest from all thine enemies. Also the Lord telleth thee that he will make thee an house. And this is Nathan speaking to David. And when thy days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, I will set up thy seed after thee, which shall proceed out of thy bowels. I will establish his kingdom. He shall build an house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. What throne is that? Okay, that's the throne of David, man. Okay, so it says, I will be his father, and he shall be my son. If he commit iniquity, I will chasten him with the rod of man, which happened when the Messiah came on the scene, and and with the stripes of men, of the children of men, all right. But my mercy shall not depart away from him, as I took it from Saul, whom I put away before thee. And thine house and thine kingdom shall be established, all right, forever before thee. He's talking to David. Thy house, all right, thy throne shall be established forever. Okay, so that is the kingdom of heaven. That's the promise to come. Okay, and that was a covenant, all right, in an oath sworn to David. All right, Psalms 132 and 11. Can one of y'all read that, Bubba?
Psalms 132 and 11?
Yeah.
Con, I got you.
Psalms 132 and 11.
All right. This is because Psalms chapter 132, verse 11. It says, Yahweh hath sworn in truth unto David.
Unto David.
He will not turn from it.
He will not turn from it.
Man.
Of the fruit of thy body will I set upon thy throne.
Of the fruit of thy body will I set up thy throne. You see that? Mm-hmm. The Lord swore to David that of the fruit of his body he would set up his throne. Whose throne? The throne of David. Okay, keep going.
Okay, con. Keep it going in verse 12.
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
You can just read 11 again.
Okay, this is Psalms 132 and 11. Yahweh hath sworn in truth unto David. He will not turn it. Of the fruit of his body will I set up thy throne.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
And I got a quick precept too.
Go ahead. What is it?
This is the book of Luke chapter 1.
I got it.
Oh, you already got it?
Scripture.
Con.
Read it.
This is Luke chapter 1, verse, I'm going to start at verse 28.
Yeah.
And it says, And the angel came unto her and said, Hail, thou art highly favored, and Yahweh is with thee. Blessed art thou among women. And we always talk about this as well. Like Mary was even a woman who, you read about in Isaiah 7:14, how a virgin shall bear.
She was the vessel chosen to bring forth the Messiah.
Right.
Which is that she was born of the Holy Spirit.
Con. And she was spoken of from before.
Right.
As Yahawashi was supposed to be born, he was supposed to be born of a particular woman.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
Verse 29, and it was reaffirmed through the angel, by the way.
Right.
Verse 29, and when she saw him, she was troubled in his saying, and cast in her mind what manner of salutation this should be. Because you can imagine, like, oh snap, like this event that's supposed to take place, I'm gonna take part within this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
She played a role in the whole story.
Right.
Very important vessel. You need a woman to bring forth a child.
That's
because
right.
He had to be perfect according to the law.
Exactly.
So he had to come through the seed of a man.
That's right.
All right.
That's right. Verse 30. And the angel said unto her, Fear not, Mary, for thou hast found favor with the Most High. And behold, thou shalt conceive in thy womb, and bring forth a son, and shall call his name Yahawashi.
Ooh, go ahead.
All right. He shall be great. He shall be called the Son of the Highest. And the Lord Yahweh shall give unto him the throne of his father David.
Right. The Lord shall give him the throne of his father David. Go ahead.
And he shall reign over the house of Jacob forever.
Forever.
New Testament.
Just the New Testament. You see that? He shall reign over the house of Jacob forever. Go ahead.
And of his kingdom there shall be no end.
There shall be no end. That same kingdom spoken of in Daniel when it says the saints shall take the kingdom.
That's right.
That's the kingdom that's to come. And when you look at the throne of David, that was the last time that there was a united kingdom of Israel.
Right.
That was under David's, basically under his reign. All right, up until Solomon, you had the 40 years of peace, and then the kingdom was split. Mm-hmm. Okay, but the Lord promised that throne, okay, because there was 40 years of peace. Right. I mean, that was a great time in Israel. Mm-hmm. David conquered the heathen, okay, just as we are under the Messiah. Mm-hmm. All right, and once the king, he conquered the heathen, what happened? Solomon sat on that throne. Okay, they brought the Ark of the Covenant over, all of that. Solomon sat on that throne, and that 40 years of peace was symbolic of the peace that is coming forever.
Right.
Okay? Let's get Psalm 72 real quick.
Okay.
I got one real quick.
Go ahead.
Amos 9:11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old.
And Solomon, under Solomon, the breaches of the, I find it. It's a scripture that talks about Solomon closing up the breaches, man.
Right.
All right, but that Solomon is going to do it but as the Messiah, man.
That's right.
You know, and it's happening already. Go ahead.
Right. Prince of Peace.
Start over, bro.
That was it.
Oh, you got something?
No, Amos, read it again.
Yeah.
Amos 9:11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins,
Right.
and I will build it as in the days of old.
Right. This is hold that because you gonna keep going down. It says 1 Kings 11:27, and this was the cause that he lifted up his hands against the king. Solomon built Milo and repaired the breaches of the city of David, his father. He repaired.
So
the
he
breaches.
did that. That was spiritual.
And that's what's happening here with us
Right now, yep.
Okay, because we are that holy city now, Jerusalem.
That's right. That's right.
Now, go back to Amos 9 and keep reading. Read that again in verse Amos
Verse
9.
11.
Yep.
Amos 9:11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old.
As in the days of old, man. And you know, man, we just saw scripture. David was torturing the heathen.
Mm-hmm.
The heathen were not in good graces under David's rule. Now, once he had subdued the heathen under Solomon, you know, they were treated a little, you know, they were under our rule. You know, Solomon would trade with them and do particular things, but they were still under the dominion of the Israelites.
Yep.
Okay, and that's the kingdom of heaven. Okay, after you nations are beat to powder, okay, ultimately, after Esau's destroyed, you'll be able to exist, but under our dominion. Okay, but if the Lord is going to build up the tabernacle of David as the days of old, how is salvation for everybody?
Right.
I gotta appreciate.
Okay, go ahead.
This is Psalm chapter 2, verse 7. It says, I will declare the decree. Yahweh had said unto me, Thou art my son. This day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, in the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with the rod of iron, and shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Now you got to ask yourself this question as we read it, because you read about this in Revelation, the 2nd chapter as well, as Yahawashi is set up as that king in New Jerusalem.
Right.
Saying as we're going to rule the heathen or the nations with the iron,
Right.
and dash them in the vessels.
Right,
And
pieces,
earlier it says, This day thou art my son.
Right.
Where else was that written at? In Hebrews?
Hebrews.
And it was pertaining to who? Yahawashi.
Yahawashi, that's right.
So if this is pertaining to Yahawashi, what we're reading right now,
The Messiah.
is clearly telling us that Yahawashi is going to sit at the hegemon seat like David did,
Right.
and he's going to dash the heathen with those rods, man. All right, he's going to have those heathen as his inheritance, as it was set up as David started to rule.
Right, because when David ruled, okay, real quick, 2 Samuel 22, okay, this is a song that David sung once he sat on his throne. Okay, 2 Samuel 22, all right, and let's see here. You can start at 38.
Okay.
Start at 36.
Okay. This is 2 Samuel chapter 22, verse 36. Thou hast also given me the shield of thy salvation, and thy gentleness has made me great. Thou hast enlarged my steps under me, so that my feet did not slip. I have pursued mine enemies and destroyed them. And turn not again until I consume them. And I have consumed them and wounded them, and they could not arise. Yea, they are fallen under my feet.
They became his footstool. See that? Go ahead.
For thou hast girded me with strength to battle. Them that rose up against me hast thou subdued under me. And mind if I just say something real quick? I found it very interesting when you read it earlier in verse 39, where it says, and I have consumed them and wounded them. Because again, as we're going into the lesson, we're pretty much showing you how Yahawashi is going to rule in the same fashion as David, right?
Right.
So David said, I had wounded them.
Right.
Now, what is the prophecy pertaining to what's going to happen in the serpent in the latter days?
He shall bruise his head.
He shall bruise his head. And then you read it in the book of Nahum, the 3rd chapter, where it says, thy wound is grievous. All right. So that serpent, Esau, and also the heathen just in general, but our chief enemy, they're going to be wounded, man.
Right.
Wounded grievously, as David had done when he had started ruling, man.
Right.
And that's going to be led by Yahawashi.
Right.
He's going to wound the head of the wicked, of the serpent.
That's right.
All right?
That's right.
That's it. Oh, you want to keep going. That's
Keep
right.
going,
That's
keep
right.
going, bro.
This is 2 Samuel 22 and 40 again. I'm sorry. 40. For thou hast girded me with strength to battle. Them that rose up against me hast thou subdued under me. Thou hast also given me the necks of mine enemies, that I might destroy them that hate me. They looked, and there was none to save, even unto Yahweh, but he answered them not. Then did I beat them as small as the dust of the earth. I did stamp them as the mire in the street. I did spread them abroad. Thou also hast delivered me from the strivings of my people.
Israel.
Right.
He got salvation from them. Go ahead.
Thou hast kept me to be head over the heathen.
Head of the heathen. Go ahead.
A people which I knew not shall serve me.
Right. Heathen. Go ahead. Read just, we'll go to 45. Go ahead.
Strangers shall submit themselves unto me as soon as they hear. They shall be obedient unto me.
Right. And that's what's going to happen when the Messiah returns, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Revelation 19 real quick.
Okay.
When the Messiah returns, okay, it ain't going to be nothing nice for you heathen, man. And for 2/3 of our people, man. Read verse 15.
This is Revelation 19 and 15.
Start at 13.
Revelation 19 and 13. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name was called the Word of the Most High. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean.
The chariots, go ahead.
And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, and with it he should smite the nations.
And with it he should smite the nations. Go ahead.
And he should rule them with a rod of iron, and he should and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of the Most High, Almighty
So
power.
smite the nations. So you under the throne that is coming to the earth,
Right.
you nations are going to be smitten, man. And that's the throne of David, man. Okay? Did you have something?
Yes,
get
yeah,
one of
there's
those?
2 of them.
Yeah. What you got?
Psalms 89, 3 and 4.
Psalms 89. I'll read it for you. 3 and 4. It says, I have made a covenant with my chosen. I have sworn to David, my servant.
That's the agreement that he made.
That's right.
Covenant means agreement.
Right.
He already agreed that to him back then, and,
Right.
and that covenant hasn't changed, man.
Right.
Because the scripture say the Most High, what it say? I'm the same yesterday and today. So
Right.
that covenant still stands.
That's right. Thy seed will I establish forever to build up thy throne to all generations.
All generations of the Israelites, man. The whole 12 tribes.
Right.
That was it. No other
That's right.
heathen nations ain't gonna rule vocab.
Right. That's right.
You Edomites and other heathen nations are going into slavery, man.
Nope.
That's it.
That's right.
That's
Because
cool.
when David, like we saying, when David ruled, basically he ruled, first it was over just Judah, but eventually all Israel came under the authority of David. And under that throne, pretty much, Israel was united and thriving, man. So that's going to be forever under the throne of David that's to come, man. Okay? You got something?
Yeah, I got a quick one.
Go ahead.
This is Revelation chapter 6, starting from the top. And I saw, I'll wait till you get there.
Go ahead.
Revelation 6 and 1. And I saw when the Lamb opened up one of the seals, and I heard it as it were the noise of thunder. One of the 4 beasts saying, Come and see. And I saw, and behold, a white horse. And he that sat on him had a bow, and the crown was given unto him. And he went forth conquering and to conquer.
And to conquer.
All right, now I got that word conquer put up in my app called the Etymology Explorer.
Okay.
And when you go into it, it's just dope. It says to defeat in combat, right? It says to subjugate, to overcome an abstract obstacle. It says to gain, win, obtain, to acquire by force of arms, win a war. Now, when you go into the word subjugate, let's see here. It says to forcibly impose obedience or servitude. So that's what David was doing when he came into power, man. Yahawashi is going to come in within the same fashion. Now, we understand that we're not going to just be beating their ass the whole time that we're there, but we're going to rule forcibly, man.
Right.
As Yahawashi said.
Right.
And when it's the start of the forcible ruling, it's going to be bloodshed. It's going to be bloodshed because we're going to what? We're going to, in order to force them to beat their swords and the pruning hooks and their spears and the plowshares, that's going to be done, have to be done by force.
Right.
All right, they're going to have to see something intense take place. And throughout that dispensation of time of us ruling, we're going to force them to be obedient.
Right.
You know?
Right.
For that, what, that 1,000-year period we read about?
Period. They're going to be through.
That's right.
All right.
I got one for you.
Go ahead.
Psalms 132 and 11. The Lord has sworn in truth unto David, he will not turn from it. Of the fruit of thy body will I set up thy throne.
That's
Man.
it. It's going to be through the king's son. Get Psalm 72 real quick.
Okay. Oh, that's right. You did want that one.
Say
Hell.
he's sworn in truth.
Sworn in truth.
Faithfulness.
What verse?
Start at 1 and we'll just skip around for a minute.
This is Psalms chapter 72, verse 1. Give the king thy judgments, O Yahweh, and thy righteousness unto the king's son.
The king's son. Okay? Who's the king? Now, what is it? Says a psalm for Solomon. And this is David speaking. So let's read what David has to say in his psalm.
Con.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 2. He shall judge thy people with righteousness, and thy poor with judgment. The mountains shall bring peace to the people, and the little hills by righteousness. He shall judge the poor of the people. He shall save the children of the needy.
He's talking about his son.
That's right. That's right.
And who's his son?
Yahawashi. Yeah, Solomon.
Solomon. At that time, it was Solomon, man.
That's right. That's right.
This is 1 Kings 2 and 11. And the days that David reigned over Israel were 40 years. He reigned in Hebron. 7 reigned he in Hebron, and 33 years he reigned in Jerusalem. Then set Solomon up on the throne of David his father, and his kingdom was established greatly. That is a prelude, brothers. You got to understand. This kingdom that we read about with Solomon ruling for 40 years was a prelude to what's coming forever.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? In perfection.
Right.
No such thing as going off.
Right.
Following after. No, the laws are going to be in us, man.
Con.
Okay?
That's right. That's right. You read about the ancient kingdom when Solomon was ruling, and really, even in today's society, they would have looked at his rulership and would have said that is a very advanced ancient civilization.
Right. Very.
You know,
advanced.
there was for rocks there were stones of gold and metal, and those were for rocks.
Right.
You know, so it was different stones, different minerals everywhere.
Pool, he had swimming pools.
Oh, man,
Aqueducts, everything. You're right.
Yeah, he said it in Ecclesiastes.
yeah, they'll have you thinking
yeah.
Con, they'll have you thinking that afterward you're gonna be up in a cloud floating with wings and everything, playing harps.
Right.
No, man, it's gonna be fashion in a better fashion than what we're reading about, man.
Right.
You know, like you said, that was a beautiful point that you had put. It's a prelude to what's coming. It's an example. It's a similitude, man.
It's coming.
Right.
You know, and it's gonna be here on earth.
Right. This is Ecclesiastes 2 and 4. I made me great works. I built me houses. I planted me vineyards. I made me gardens and orchards and planted trees in them of all kinds of fruits. I made me pools of water to water them with the wood that bring forth trees. I got me servants and maidens. I had servants born in my house. Also I had great possessions of great and small cattle above all that were in Jerusalem before me. I gathered me also silver and gold and the peculiar treasure of the kings and of the provinces, the forces of the Gentiles. Okay? I got me men singers and women singers. Make sure that don't go up there. I got me men singers and women singers, and the delights of the sons of men as musical instruments, and that so of all sorts. Okay? That's good. You good.
Man.
So I was great and increased more than all that were before me in Jerusalem, and my wisdom remained with me. So he's talking about his kingdom. Did you just hear that?
Right.
And Yahawashi told us we're going to get everything 100-fold. You see what I'm saying? So this is what's coming to the earth, man. Solomon sitting, all right, peace. He who's coming to bring peace, Yahawashi, sitting on his father's throne forever, man.
Yep.
Okay, 1 Kings 2 and 45, and King Solomon shall be blessed, and the throne of David shall be established before the Lord forever. So that's the king's son that is talking about in Psalms the 72nd chapter. Let's go back there.
God, this is Psalms chapter 72, verse 4. He shall judge the poor of the people. He shall save the children of the needy.
He shall save the children of the needy. Now jump down to verse 7.
Okay. At the end of verse 4, it also says he shall break in pieces the oppressor.
He shall break. He's going to make his enemies the footstool, and the house of David
Right.
will be joint heirs.
That's right.
And have the same pleasure of beating you nations over the head with a rod of iron, man.
Right.
That's right.
That's in the New Testament as well, man. This is the throne that's coming to the earth, man. Not no Rudy Poop, all right, Theo Huxtable bullshit with
Right.
Esau sitting on the throne. Go ahead.
Right. Verse 7. In his days shall the righteous flourish, in abundance of peace, so long as the moon endureth.
Woo! Forever.
Man, that clearly shows you Yahawashi is Solomon, bro.
This is proof. If you
Come
deny
on.
it after, then you just got demons on you.
Yeah.
You know?
Straight up, straight up. He shall have dominion also from the sea to sea, and from the river unto the ends of the earth.
That didn't happen under King Solomon. He ruled in that portion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But under Yahawashi, he's going to have everything.
Yeah.
And we're joint heirs. Go
That's
ahead.
right. That's right. Verse 9. They that dwell in the wilderness shall bow before him, and his enemies shall lick the dust.
His enemies shall lick the dust. Okay? Just like Jake be having
Come on, man.
the heathen licking their boots. Well, ultimately, that's under Yahawashi. That's just basically a position of servitude. It's not that actual heathen are going to be licking your feet. You
Right.
don't want no fucking heathen licking your
Right,
feet.
right.
But what that represents is that they're below you. Like you
that's
got
right.
them in subjugation, man.
That's right.
All right?
You got your foot on the back of their neck.
Right.
You know?
Right. Go ahead.
Khan. Verse 10. The kings of Tarshish and of the isles shall bring presents. The kings of Sheba and Seba shall shall offer gifts.
This is the kingdom. Go ahead.
Yea, all kings shall fall down before him. All nations shall serve him.
There you go. I mean, this is the throne of David. I mean, we can keep reading and we can, chill, but that's the throne that is going to be established, brothers.
That's right. That's right.
When people are talking about this kingdom, the Bible describes that kingdom and how it will be established.
That's right. That's
and
right.
it's going to be established through the direct loins of David, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, which is Hamashiach Yahawashi.
Khan.
That's why I say everything written in 4 hour learning.
Right.
The Bible's still the same from the beginning, the middle, and the end, man.
Right. You
That's
just
right.
have to have the eye salve to see how to get through. We can end it off on Isaiah 9 and 6.
Isaiah 9 and 6?
And then we can get
Okay.
a few more maybe after that. But,
Okay.
The point has been made. Because, we just wanted to do this lesson because everybody's talking about heaven, but nobody's talking about the
Right.
throne of David.
That's right.
And what happened under David's throne? What did it entail?
Khan.
Okay, and how did Solomon actually get to have 40 years of peace? What was the process of that before that?
Right.
The nations had to be beaten into powder, man.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing that's going to happen here once the kingdom of heaven is established.
That's right.
Okay?
See, that's why
Before it's established in its fullness. Go ahead.
That's why GMS is hated, man, because
Right.
they go give it to you raw and uncut,
Right.
the way it's written in the book.
Right.
That's why the world hated Yahawashi, because he told them the truth.
That's
They didn't
right.
like it. He was very offensive.
Right.
Yeah, he had a very offensive nature. We come in that spirit.
Right.
You
That's
Christians
right.
ain't talking about that in these churches,
Well,
man.
the Christians, they use love and peace as a weapon to be wicked, because what we're saying is love and peace. It just ain't how they want it to be.
Right.
It's just not the
That's
love
thing.
of this world. It's
Right.
not the love and peace that they have been lied to and lying about in the form of their kingdom that's coming to the earth. And they're all mixed up on whether it's going to be on earth, whether it's going to be in the heavens, whether we're going to have reproduce. It's just nothing. Nothing is in order with what the scriptures say, man.
Right.
Start at Isaiah 9 and 6.
This Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulders.
The government,
Joint there.
the priesthood,
Yeah.
will be upon his shoulder, man. Okay? and that's Yahawashi. Go ahead.
And his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor. The
'Cause
mighty
his counsel was the best counsel.
right.
And we're counselors under him. Go ahead.
The mighty God, the everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace,
Prince of Peace. Go ahead.
and of the increase of his government and the peace there shall be no end.
In the increase of his government and peace, there shall be no end.
That's
It's
right.
clearly a prophecy of the end.
That's
time. This
right.
ain't happening
That's
yet.
right.
Because we still got
Con.
wars and all that crap going on.
Bro, it's not peace right now.
Nope.
Yeah. That lines up as well, hand in hand with what we read in Psalm 72, how he was going to have rulership and peace over all the ends of the
There
earth.
you go. This is the kingdom of heaven, baby. Okay, and with the government that's going to be ruling, it's going to be a perfect government.
That's right.
The rulership and the dominion and the judgment will be perfect
Con.
because they're going to be perfect.
That's right.
The laws will be written in us.
Con, and mind if I could just cover just a quick little point, really quick, for the audience that's listening that might not fully understand where it says the everlasting Father. One who aren't really seasoned will look at that and say, well, that's got to be talking about the Most High, which that's talking about Yahawashi. The reason why he's considered the everlasting Father, you got to remember our nation was broke down. That's why you read it pretty much. It talks about how he's going to come back and gather up the fatherless. You know what I'm saying? And we always talk about the adoption.
Right.
You know, us being brought back into the fold. How were we brought back? Through Yahawashi's blood. And when you go into adoption, it means to be brought back, but as well, somebody is over you through adoption.
Bro.
You have an adopted father.
Yahawashi is everything.
He's the.
Well, this is the adoption.
That's right. That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying? And we're being adopted back to the Heavenly Father through Yahawashi.
Exactly.
But Yahawashi, all right, he said, I and the children whom thou hast given me.
Right.
I and the children. Where is that?
That's in Isaiah chapter 8.
Isaiah 8.
You know, around like verse like 18, 17
Isaiah
through
8.
17 through 19.
Because
I got it right here.
he's a father, he's a brother, he's everything. He's
Right.
water,
That's right.
he's bread, he's wine. You know, he's everything.
He's everything.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So why wouldn't he be a father?
Right. Exactly.
He is a father.
Mhm.
You know?
He's our adopted father.
Right. There you go. Go ahead.
Yep. Big brother / adopted father.
Yep.
Isaiah 8 and 18. Behold, I and the children whom the Lord hath given me are for signs and for wonders in Israel from Yahweh of hosts,
Right.
which dwell in Mount Zion.
I and the children whom the Lord gave me. So wouldn't he be a father to those children?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So yes, he's gonna be an everlasting father, man. You know, he's everything, man.
Mm-hmm. Gone.
He's the Prince of Peace.
Yep.
The Most High is a prince.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
The Most High is a prince.
Exactly, man.
That's not talking about the Most High.
Right.
Okay, but he's the expressed image
Mhm.
of the Most High. He's the Most High's wisdom.
Right.
He is His word. Go ahead.
That's right. Isaiah 9 and 7. Of the increase of his government, in peace there shall be no end.
In peace there shall be no end. Okay.
Upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom to order it, and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth forever
The
and ever.
throne of David. See that? Upon the throne of David. And upon his kingdom to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth even forever. Okay? And that's why when you get Ezekiel 37th chapter, it talks about Judah and Ephraim coming back together on one stick.
That's right.
Because that is going to be the united kingdom of Israel ruling on the planet Earth.
That's right.
This is how you know the so-called Jew has nothing to do with the Bible, in the sense of the Israelites returning to that land.
Right.
All right, he is fulfilling prophecy, but it's not that prophecy. Okay, because the next time that happens, the next time the Israelites return to that land, first of all, is going to be through a spectacular, all right, a second coming. All right, it's going to be a war. All right, and the Lord is going to place them back in that land, and they're going to be perfected, with the laws written in them.
Yep.
So the throne of David, all right, is the kingdom of heaven. All right, the tabernacle of David, the house of David ruling. Let's see if there's anything else.
Oh, I got a quick precept.
Go ahead.
All right. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 22. And let's see here. I'm going to start around verse 20. Isaiah 22 and 20. And it shall come to pass in that day that I will call my servant Eliakim, the son of Hilkiah. And Isaiah would always use actually physical people as symbolic examples of Yahawashi when you read the book of Isaiah.
Right, because what does Hilkiah mean?
Let's get
Chalakia. All right, my portion is Yahweh.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. And Eliakim, when you go into that word, it says the Most High raises, or the Most High raises up.
Right.
It was not Yahawashi raised from the dead.
Right. Yep.
You know.
Israel is raised from the dead state.
That's right. That's right.
Doing all the raising, brothers. He's doing all the raising.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Verse 20, 21. And I will clothe him with thy robe, and strengthen him with thy girdle, and I will commit thy government into his hand. And he shall be a father to the inhabitants of Jerusalem and to the house of Judah. That's why I wanted to bring this precept up too, because it lines up with that Isaiah 6.
Right.
You know, verse 22.
This is symbolic of Yahawashi.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
And the key of the house of David will I lay upon his shoulder. So he shall open and none shall shut, and he shall shut and none shall open.
Right. But then you talk to a guy like, what's that dude name? We ain't talked about him in so long.
That nigga.
David has nothing to do with this, the kingdom.
Oh boy.
Just Jesus and Christianity and nothing that the Bible's talking about, man.
Yeah.
All that.
That's right.
All right.
That's
You got
right.
some more here?
This is verse 23. And I will fasten him as a nail in a sure place, and he shall be for a glorious throne to his father's house. So he's going. His kingdom is really going to be a mere reflection, in a better way, of the throne of David, of King David's rule.
Right.
You know.
Because all of Israel gonna be back. In
That's
their right
right.
state of mind. So
That's
it's gonna be
right.
a perfect kingdom.
Let's end it off. Jeremiah 33, read 23 through the end.
Okay. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 33, starting at verse 23. Moreover, the word of Yahweh came to Jeremiah, saying, Considerest thou what this people have spoken, saying, The two families which the Lord hath chosen, he hath even cast them off? Thus they have despised my...
Read it 15 and through 16. I'll read it.
Okay.
This is Jeremiah 33 and 14. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will perform that good thing which I have promised unto the house of Israel and the house of Judah, meaning uniting them back together.
Yep.
Okay, that's the kingdom of heaven. When Israel's united back together,
That's it.
that's the kingdom. That's how you know this got to be the end.
That's right.
Because it's happening.
Right.
There's a large amount of people just starting to come to the understanding that they're Israelite. Why is that?
Right. Right.
Why is that? In those days at that time, I will cause the branch of righteousness to grow up unto David, and he shall execute judgment and righteousness in the land. In those days shall Judah be saved, and Jerusalem shall dwell safely. And this is the name wherewith he should be called, the Lord our righteousness. All right? For thus said the Lord, David shall never want a man to sit upon the throne of the house of Israel. Neither shall the priests, the Levites, want a man before me to offer burnt offerings, to kindle meat offerings, because there's going to be a new priesthood.
Right.
Bro.
And to do sacrifice continually, because under the order of Malak Tazadak, we're going to be a kingdom of nation, a kingdom of priests.
Yep.
Bro.
All right?
Jeremiah is going in right now. He's
man.
clearly telling you there's going to be a king and a priest that's going to have the same role.
Same
We're
role.
not going to need that ancient lot no more.
That's it.
Bro,
That's
he's
it.
clearly telling you about the order of Melchizedek when you read this.
Right.
Just like you said.
Right.
Goodness gracious. I'm just,
Yeah.
goodness,
Yeah.
man.
It says, and the word of the Lord came unto Jeremiah, saying, Thus saith the Lord, if ye can break my covenant of the day and my covenant of the night, and that there should be not day and night in their season, which Esau is really trying to break that. Okay, then may also my covenant be broken with David, my servant, that he should not have a son to reign upon his throne, and with the Levites and priests my ministers, the 144,000. The nation of kings. We're going to be a nation of kings and priests. It said that we're going to rule as kings and priests on the earth, right? In Revelation, right? It says, as the host of heaven. So that covenant with David can't be broken. So how are people not talking about this when they talk about the kingdom of heaven?
That's right.
You see what I'm
That
saying?
make no sense.
That's crazy.
You gotta talk about this.
You bugging, B.
Yeah.
You bugging, son. It says, go ahead. You gonna say something?
I was just going to say real quick in the book of Hosea, I believe it's in Hosea the 3rd chapter, it clearly says in the last days, we shall search for our King David, man.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Within that, that's going into how the kingdom of heaven is going to be established. We're going to be looking for those ways and that understanding.
Right.
You know, just a quick thought, you know.
Right. We're going to be joined back to the Lord.
Right.
We're all going to be priests. All right. It says, as the host of, not women though. Women won't be priests.
Right.
All right. It says, as the host of heaven cannot be numbered, neither sand of the sea measured, so will I multiply the seed of David, my servant, and the Levites that minister unto me. Moreover, the word of the Lord came over to Jeremiah, saying, Considerest thou not what this people are spoken, saying, the two families which the Lord have chosen, he hath even cast them off. And that's what they're saying when they just try to act like the kingdom of heaven is for everybody.
Right.
The kingdom of heaven has
That's
nothing
them
to do
saying
with
that.
Israel.
Yeah.
That's them.
Well,
You see what I'm saying? They talk about heaven and David.
Right.
There's no.
Yeah.
It's not even brought up.
That's exactly what they say. Yep. That's real talk.
It said, all right, he have even. Considerest thou not what this people have spoken, saying the two families which Yahweh have chosen, he have even cast them off. Thus they have despised my people, that they should be no more a nation before them. Thus saith the Lord, if my covenant be not with day and night, and if I have not appointed the ordinance of heaven and earth, then will I cast away a seed of Jacob and David my servant, so I will not take any of his seed to be rulers over the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. For I will cause their captivity to return and have mercy on them.
It's plain.
And it's going to be through the throne of David. So hopefully y'all were edified. I had some history and other scriptures, but I think the point was made. With that, we'll give all praises to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rakakodash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
Woo.